Looks like tomorrow we finally have some good weather moving in. I think I'm going to go out for a ride and maybe actually get a real vlog done. That'd be awesome for a change. But today what we're going to do is take a few minutes, do a quick install to put axle nut covers onto Sophie. Now the rear axle nut covers are pretty straightforward. You've got a left and a right one. You put it on over the nut, and then you take the little set screw here, tighten it up, and bam, there you go. You've got the rear nuts covered. But what about the front axle? I mean, how the heck do you fit one of these onto there when there's nothing to clamp it onto? I'm glad you asked. But what do you do about that front axle? I mean, there's no nut here, so what's the cover supposed to clamp onto? Well, if you look through there, you should be able to see that that's hollow. So how do we mount it? So if you ordered a set of these front axle nut covers for your 2018 or above Fat Bob, then you may have got them in and then went to put them on the bike and went, what the hell, how do I get these things affixed to the front of the bike if there's no nut there? Well, the answer is that you need to get this kit as well as the covers. And this is a axle cover assembly kit. There's the part number, but what it is a rod. You have two ends that go on the rod, and then a couple of bolts to put through. Now when you're going to put this on, you'll notice that the two ends are different. One is longer than the other. And if you look at the instructions that come with the kit, I can see if I can fix this where everybody can read it. You'll see table 1 here basically tells you by the model of the bike which of those ends goes on which side. And in the case of the FXFB, the short one is going to go on the right-hand side. So there's the short one. So that will go on the right end side of the bike. The instructions are pretty straightforward. I'm not going to video doing the install here. I'll just show you what it looks like after it's done. But essentially, you need to assemble the right side first, put the bolt and washer in, tighten it down. Then you're going to thread this through the axle and then put the left side on, tighten it up, and then we'll just put the end caps onto these and then use the set screws to tighten up and keep them on. So I'm going to go do that real quick, and I'll be back here in about 2.5 minutes, or maybe 10, and then we'll take a look. Oh, real quick, before I go put this on, a couple of things that I do want to make sure I mention. The tools that you need for this are very minimal. The two bolts both just take a 3/16 hex bit to torque down. So that's all you need there, and then a little thread locker or Loctite. The other thing to pay attention to is that both of these end pieces, I think you can see right here, have a notch on one side, and this notch needs to be aligned with the down tube on your forks when you actually put this through the axle and tighten it all down. So with that said, I'll be right back. Hey, I just want to let you know before I put the axle nut covers on here, when I actually put this on, I followed the directions, and what the directions said was that the short end cap needed to go on the right-hand side of the rod before you thread it through. Normally, to me, that means that it's the right-hand side as I'm sitting on the bike. However, if you do that on this kit, then what you'll find is that these end pieces won't actually fit correctly. So I'm facing the bike, the small one goes on my right as I'm facing the bike with the long bolt, and then the longer end piece with the short bolt goes on the left-hand side as you're facing the bike, and then everything fits correctly. So all we need to do now is put the covers on and then tighten that set screw, and then we'll be done. And there you go. It's a pretty quick and easy install. Shouldn't take you more than 5 to 10 minutes. Things like this, they're pretty cheap and quick to do, but I think at the end of the day, it adds just that little finishing touch to the bike that sets it off a little bit. Hey, here's a little bonus tip for everybody. If you're looking at covering up this pivot bolt, and you go to Harley's website, you search for something that's available, it'll tell you this is the only one that's available that will fit the 2018 and above Fat Bob. There is the part number. This will not fit. It won't fit if you have passenger pegs on. It can't get around this, and you can't adjust it. It doesn't tell you anything about that on the website, on Harley's website. But once I had a problem putting this on, and thank God I tried to put it on before I blacked it out, I went back, looked at the website. Someone else actually had a different soft tail, same problem, wouldn't fit with the passenger peg on, and it looks like someone from Harley replied and said, yeah, this won't fit. So I don't know why they don't have that called out, but don't spend your money or you'd be going back and getting your money back like I am. Peace.